Wow, from the looks of it, it looks like I'm about to hit 500 subscribers soon.
Honestly, I just want to thank everyone that got me here. When I was a little kid, I dreamed of being a popular YouTuber. Which might sound sad at first, but during the early 2000s, YouTube and the internet were seen as ways to show off your artistic passions without the need of a publishing company's ire or judgment. You could be yourself. You could broadcast yourself. But I feel like YouTube changed when monetization got brought up. Instead of passion and love for fun, nerdy things, YouTube became a job for many people. But I promise that I will never make YouTube my job. I do this for fun, not for funds. So don't feel bad if you use ad block on my videos. I ain't getting anything from those ads. But why don't we get back on topic?
After I made the first Five Nights at Freddy's logo redesign video, I held a poll for all my new subscribers, asking what they want to see from me in the future. And I've done all but one of those videos. I've yet to do a Q&A, so I made another community post asking you lovely people what questions you want to see me answer. So no more beating around the bush. Let's get started. Alright, first question. Favorite FNAF animatronic? Oh, well that's easy. Plush Trap. I already said that in the last video, but I'll elaborate on it here because one thing I cut for time is that I'm a big FNAF World fan, and Plush Trap is one of the better characters in FNAF World. He has Toxic Bite, which is a good damaging ability that does damage over time, and then Bad Pizza, which is a good AoE effect, and then he has a good status move in the form of Sludge, which slows down all the enemies, and with how hectic a lot of the late game fights in FNAF World are, especially if you manipulate the difficulty in the game files like I do, just to get more of a challenge, that stat debuff to the enemy team becomes damn near necessary. But outside of FNAF World, I just think he's a funny looking little goober, and I don't really think I need a better reason than that. Next question. When do you think the FNAF series should have come to an end? I personally think 3 or 4 would have been nice. Well, I technically have 2 answers to this question. UCN and never. Okay, so I think FNAF as a franchise shouldn't just end due to how popular it is, but I think for the sake of narrative and artistic satisfaction, the saga of the Afton family should have concluded with UCM. I think the narrative satisfaction of William's horribly immoral attempts of trying to become immortal, ending up with him burning in hell for all eternity, subjected to all the monsters he vicariously created. That, to me, is definitely how you end a story. The games after 7 just should not have brought William back. I know there's debate whether or not Burntrap is William or not, or if he's this entity called the Mimic from the books, but honestly, I don't even think we should be having this debate. Burntrap is a Springtrap clone, so they're obviously supposed to be drawing upon William as a villain, even if it's not literally the exact same person. Help Wanted, Special Delivery, and Security Breach should have just had an original villain for their saga. I don't know, fucking Vanny? It really feels like Steel Wool is trying to have its birthday cake and fuck it too by making a new villain, then having William be the villain, and then you turning around at the most impossible point. Alright, Fifi, stay positive. This is a fun video. Alright, what's the next question? Question 3. How did you come up with your channel mascot? The channel mascot? Well, I'm just me. That's not really a mascot, is it? Is it? Here's a few. What inspired the Sona you used? What do you mean Sona? What does you mean? I apologize. Fifi here doesn't know anything about his own fictionality, as it were. To answer you, lovely goobster, my choice to make an OC as a Luxray was a long and complicated one. There was a period of time where I drew artwork and never uploaded it. And since it's old and crap, I'm keeping it that way. But back then, I had a human Sona that vaguely looked like me in real life. But when I realized being a furry was much cooler, I decided to make my OC a furry. A Luxray furry. But why a Luxray of all species? Well, I forgot. This is a joke, I actually do not remember why. I don't really like that many Pokemon other than Lucario and Riolu, and I don't like them because of Smash Brothers. But regardless of how I chose a Luxray, this early version of Fifi had to go through some changes. I updated the way his hair was stylized, and then his outfit, twice, and eventually you got the lovely little channel mascot you see here. But keep this as a visit between you and me. We don't want Fifi learning too much. Where was I? Oh yeah, this little 9-question lightning round someone left. Was it always 9? Who cares? First, do you have any art inspirations? I think my biggest artistic inspiration has to come from Super Paper Mario. When I was little, every game was going from 2D to 3D, and I liked 2D, so I got dejected that there might never be any more 2D games. You know, I liked artwork and line art, and I didn't want to see it go away. But Super Paper Mario reassured me that 2D art would never go away. It would just have to get more creative and stand out. More recently, I've become pretty enamored with shows like Samurai Pizza Cats and Power Rangers Jungle Fury. Probably because they have the same premise. Next one. Did you major in graphic design or just have an interest in it? No, I didn't major in graphic design. I didn't major in anything. Never went to college. I immediately went into the workforce out of high school. I think I've mentioned it once or twice in my 5 Bits of Freddy's videos because, you know, similarities, but my first job was as a security guard, and I only ended up quitting because the facility I worked at had a fentanyl outbreak. Ooh, fun! What made you interested in history / alternate history? Well, history was always my favorite subject in school, and I always loved learning about my own country's history. I saw America's founding fathers as wise mentors who gave me the right sensibilities to make heads or tails of the real world. But my real fascination with history came from learning about one specific period on one specific continent: African decolonization. This realm of history was one that always satisfied my brain because it was filled with stories of people rising against colonial injustice like the founding fathers of America and creating democratic nations. It's not something you see too often in European history outside of like Switzerland, Ireland, the Baltics, and Romania. Favorite color? I think the combination of blue and yellow together is probably my favorite. You know, if you couldn't tell by my intro and outro. Favorite food? Pepsi. It has to be Pepsi. I love Pepsi. I definitely don't have a caffeine addiction, though.
I swear to God, everyone's telling me they think I got a fucking problem. I don't got a problem. I'm just gonna go grab a soda out of my goddamn fridge, and I don't got a problem at all. And everyone's telling me they think I got a problem. Oh, Fifi, you got a problem. I don't got a fucking problem. It's your problem.
Smooth or creamy peanut butter? This is the real philosophical questions. As someone from Massachusetts, I have to say my favorite peanut butter is when it's mixed with marshmallow fluff. The Fluffernutter, the greatest food creation. Least favorite Pokemon? I guess it's obvious what my favorite Pokemon is. Well, as a PMD fan, my least favorite Pokemon has to be Dusknoir. Fuck you, Dusknoir. And finally, if you could rewrite any fictional stories, shows, etc., which ones would you choose? I feel like I could make an entire video series based on that question alone. But for now, I'll just say, I'd rewrite Sonic Forces so that Sonic stays dead. Can you do a backflip? Well, let's find out. Woohoo! Oh shit! If you could come up with a concept for a FNAF game, what would it be about? What would the cast, design, lore, etc.? I guess if I were to make a FNAF fan game, it would either have to be FNAF World 2 or Does anyone remember that fake Five Nights at Freddy's 3 teaser that had the theme park? I think it would be cool if a fan game did that, except it was a commentary on Euro Disney. Maybe that's just a me idea. What do you wish to achieve in the future? I don't know, man. I wasn't prepared to get existential today. Sonic or Mario? Oh, I think I'd have to go with a Mario. God, that impression was awful. Most watched movie? Okay, now, in most instances, I'd imagine that someone's most watched movie would have to be their favorite. But in my case, I think my most watched movie would have to be, like, Space Jam, probably. My actual favorite movie would have to be the 1989 film Glory. Thoughts on the upcoming FNAF movie so far? All I saw of the FNAF movie was the sign that got constructed for the set. I haven't seen the leaked trailer, I haven't done any other research, and I know Matthew Lillard's gonna be the purple guy, obviously, because I said that in a previous video. Favorite FNAF fan game? Ooh, that's a tough one. I think Five Nights at Sonic's is the most insane, so I can kind of vibe with that. I bought Pop Goes Arcade during a Steam sale, but I haven't played it yet. I think I have to play more fan games before I answer that. Is there any video topics you have in mind other than what you've already posted on the channel? I want to do more story-oriented videos. Like, I want to look at the story of games and whatnot. I feel like people don't talk about the story enough in bad games, where it's like, when Post Shift 2 came out, people were like, oh yeah, this game's so complicated, I'm not going to talk about the story, which, with that game, I understand, but it's like, come on, the story's like the best part of any FNAF fan game. So maybe I do another video where there's a lot of story to kind of rip apart, like Hunt Down the Freeman. That's one I really want to talk about, because that, I mean, I just know a lot of Half-Life lore, and that game has so many problems that people don't have time to talk about the story, which is why I think, you know, talking about a story might be a good idea. Alright, this is the last question in the batch I got, and it's, do you have any major fandoms, and if so, what are they? Whoo boy, this is where my dark secrets come out. Because I was a brony. Yeah, that fandom that doesn't really exist anymore, I was knee-deep in that one. I watched all the analysis YouTubers, I kept up with the lore of Equestria, and engaged in glorious sparring matches on 4chan's MLP board over who was the best pony. It was like my primary fandom. But then, after the show concluded, the fandom just kind of disbanded. It was one of the biggest things on the internet throughout the 2010s, and near the end of the decade, it just left. It was gone. Ever since then, I've basically been fandom homeless. But then I made a bunch of stupid FNAF YouTube videos, and the FNAF fandom kind of adopted me. And I'm thankful for that. Again, I just have to thank you. The fact that I'm making YouTube videos still feels a little tingly, like, this is something I've anticipated. I've wanted this for so long. All I want to do is make some YouTube videos that are kind of goofy, kind of cringy, you know, because I'm a goofy cringe boy, and I'm proud of that. And I just want to thank everyone who subscribed, and not just because the number is big, I've valued every single interaction I've had with someone who subscribes to this channel. It's, you know, making content for people is what I think is so magical about the internet, really. So I hope you enjoyed this little insight into my psyche, and I hope the best for you.